What the thief stole has always been called expensive. 1 pound of learning could require an army of common sense to apply it. Our real grave is not in the ground, but in men's hearts. Travel the highway, though it be roundabout, where shortcuts are dangerous. The loveliest faces are to be seen by moonlight, when one sees half with the eye and half with the fancy. Whoever can walk on water is probably made of straw. The mouse couldn't fit through the hole, and then it tied a broom to its tail. If you respect your mother, you'll go to heaven. That's how high a mother's place is. A slap in the face now is better than promised candy later. The best memory is that which forgets nothing but injuries. Only a heart can find the way to another heart. It's not a shame to ask. It's a shame not to know. When a lion is old, he becomes the plaything of jackals. The lover who gives you her body but not her heart is generous with thornless roses. Do a good thing and throw it in the river. God will reward you in the desert. Do little things now, so shall big things come to thee by and by asking to be done. People with similar characteristics find each other. When its time has come, the prey goes to the hunter. Friendship with a fool may turn into the hug of a bear. The way a house is decorated will tell much about its owner. The diamond fallen into the dunghill is not the less precious for it. Don't act as if you have something until you really do. When the snake is old, the frog will tease him. Once the fire starts burning, the damp and the dry will burn together. Be not all sugar, or the world will swallow you up. Be not all wormwood, or the world will spit you out. When the cat and the mouse agree, the grocer is ruined. The mud that you throw will fall on your own head. They tried to fix the eyebrow and ended up blinding the eye, too. One needs more than one indication to draw conclusions. The world is a rose, smell it and pass it on to your friends. Take care lest your tongue should cut off your head. Whoever has no children has no light in his eyes. Go over the details before you agree to something. What is brought by the wind will be carried away by the wind. With one ear he hears, and with the other he dismisses. Tell a lazy man to do something. Listen to philosophy. You may get out of one problem, but then find yourself facing a bigger problem. You can close the city gates, but you can't close the people's mouths. Who has not had a taste longs to do so, but for whom has tasted, then the longing is 100 times more. Clothes after the new year are good for the top of the minaret. You only appreciate your father the day you become a father yourself. The guard's sleep is the lamplight of the thief. With a sweet tongue of kindness, you can drag an elephant by a hair. The wise man that does not put his knowledge into practice is like a bee that gives no honey. There are 4 things every person has more of than they know: sins, debt, years, and foes. Refers to people who take on more responsibilities than they can handle. The hand that gives is also the one that receives. When fortune turns against you, even jelly breaks your teeth. Thinking well is wise, planning well, wiser, but doing well is the wisest and best of all. If they had planted a tree would have grown in its place. The tears of the roasting meat kindle the fire even more. One sip of wine is an antidote against death, cupfuls poison life. While yearning for excess, we lose the necessities. The larger a man's roof, the more snow it collects. When a cat wants to eat her kittens, she says they look like mice. When you pick up the stick, the stealing cat gets alert. The branch that bears the most fruit bends itself thankfully towards the ground. 2 midwives, and the baby's head will be crooked. A drop of rain makes no impression on a hard stone. The bride who wears 4 petticoats has a lot to hide. Reference to the effectiveness of cooperation among people to do good or evil. A fight in the beginning is better than peace in the end. Write kindness in marble and write injuries in the dust. It seems like folly to give comfits to a cow, Maud. It can be fun anyway. Guilty people are always on guard, looking over their shoulder. She tells the sun, "Don't rise. I've come out." One who's been bitten by a snake is afraid of a black and white rope. The strictness of the teacher is better to bear than the prejudice of the father. The best mode of instruction is to practice what we preach. Stretch your foot to the length of your blanket. Women are just like cats, they always land on their feet. Tell me who your friends are, and I will tell you who you are. One sin is too much, 100 prayers are not enough. When one is really thirsty, 1,000 pearls are not what is craved for at all. The arrow that has left the bow never returns. When a stone hits glass, the glass breaks. When glass hits a stone, the glass breaks. Treat your superior as a father, your equal as a brother, and your inferior as a son. The bigger a man's head, the worse his headache. Where the camel is sold for a cent, the ass is worthless. When I am dead, the world can be an ocean or a dried-up ditch. The fool's excuse is bigger than the mistake he made. 1 pound of learning requires 10 pounds of common sense to apply it. There are 3 kinds of enemy: the enemy himself, the friends of your enemy, and the enemies of your friends. The night hides a world, but reveals a universe. To sin in secret is more pleasant than having pleasure in the open. Where is the person who has not soiled his garments? The pleasure of finding something is worth more than what you find. Seek truth in meditation, not in moldy books. Look in the sky to find the moon, not in the pond. If you don't want to be found out, take the appearance of the people around you. Whatever you eat will rot, whatever you give will blossom into a rose. One will take someone to the spring and bring them back thirsty. The eyes can do 1,000 things that the fingers can't. A mountain won't catch up to a mountain, but a person will catch up to a person. Little by little the cotton thread becomes a turban. Be nice to people on your way up because you might meet them on your way down. A pleasant voice brings a snake out of his hole. When the tide of misfortune moves over you, even jelly will break your teeth. Don't despise pepper because it is so small. Eat and see how pungent it is. He pulls a snake out of the nest with his tongue. The leek resembles its seed, and little Hassan takes after his father. Who does not beat his own child will later beat his own breast. Instead of fixing the problem, they made it worse. One idiot throws a stone in the well, and it takes 100 wise men to try to get it out. Sometimes the body becomes healthy by being very sick. When there are two cooks, the soup will be either too salty or tasteless.